CSI, biodegradable packaging for a more beautiful world. So you think you can dance? Well, get ready for one hot tamale train. Hi, I'm Nicole Sherwin. Welcome to Celebrity Soul, where we focus on how celebrities are making a difference in the world and inspiring others through their charity work. Today we're filming live from the house of Lloyd Klein, couture to the stars, and we're about to interview Mary Murphy from So You Think You Can Dance to find out how she's truly making a difference and inspiring others with her charity work.
Hi, I'm Mary Murphy, judge and choreographer on So You Think You Can Dance, and you're watching Celebrity Soul! Woo!
So Mary, I know you've been a victim of domestic abuse. How did that experience impact your life, and how are you using it to help others through the experience?
Well, it has greatly impacted my life, that is for sure. I was in an 8-year abusive marriage where my husband beat and raped me. And when I broke the story last year with Us Weekly, all my fans, I think, were just really, really shocked because they see me on TV, they see me laughing and screaming and carrying on like I do, and they just can't imagine that it could happen to someone like me. And to tell you the truth, I couldn't believe it was happening to me either at the time. I don't think anybody does believe that it's happening when it does. Going in to this relationship, I thought I was so strong. I had all the hopes and dreams that anybody else would have. And, you know, growing up with 3 brothers, I'm pretty rugged. And I was a huge tomboy. So I didn't fit the stereotype. My parents weren't abusive. I didn't have anybody abuse me growing up. So that is always what people think. But that's not usually the case. It cracks and goes across all barriers, you know what I mean? Because when somebody that you deeply love strikes you for the first time, it just lowers the self-esteem, and the world just comes crashing down because you just can't even imagine that this number one is happening and that the person that you love did it. And then, of course, the next thing you hear out of somebody's mouth that does something like that is that, I'm so sorry. It's almost 1 in 4 women right now, I believe. And there's 3 women to 4 women dying a day in this country. There's basically just a war going on against our women and children. But again, it is still something that is kept somewhat secret. Today, I feel like a lot more people talk about it, which really helps because the other people that are in this position need to hear your story. And I realize that now because then when they see that it can happen to you, they're able to go to a friend and discuss it. When this was happening to me, there weren't the shelters that there are today, and that's why it's important to me to talk about it and to support the shelters, because you need a place to go. We need to help people get out of this situation, because if not, there's going to be a lot more people dying in this country.
And how are you helping people personally?
Well, personally, I'm very involved in the Center of City Solutions in San Diego. They have 2 outreach shelters there. They also provide education. They provide the first 24 hours if you've been raped or beaten. They have a hotline there. It's one of the only ones in San Diego. They also have legal services because a lot of times if you're going to try to divorce this person, you need help in that area. You also need a great deal of counseling if it's really been traumatic abuse. And it takes time, so we provide a home and for the children, for them all to run into a safe house.
How have you been able to heal from this experience? You're always so happy on So You Think You Can Dance. It's such an inspiration for our viewers to learn how the healing process took place with you.
Well, I think genetically, number one, I was given an extra happy gene. And even though this was happening to me, and I did have some really dark days, and I seriously go down and I get very depressed, and just like anybody else that this happens to. But after a few days, something happens. I choose to laugh again. I wasn't always crying during the 8 years. I was laughing with him as well. I mean, they always seem to come back and take you off to a beautiful vacation or buy you a bottle or take me shopping or whatever it is. And I think it's not going to happen again, but the reality is that it does happen. Somebody that is capable of striking another human being, it's going to happen again.
And I think also people think that marriages are hell when there's domestic abuse, but the actual emotional abuse associated with that is how they apologize, how they give you flowers, how everything seems okay, and then almost make you feel like it's your fault.
Yeah, absolutely, that is for sure. And people on the outside looking, they can't even imagine, well, just leave. Why would you stay with somebody that hit you? Well, number one, you're in love with them. And every time something does happen to you, your self-esteem lowers even more. And also, you've got somebody threatening your life. If you leave, I will kill you. Or where are you going to go? You're going to be homeless. I was told I'd be homeless. You can't do anything. So many times that is part of what drives me as far as in business. I am just working all the time because I'm so fearful, and I still am. I have to say, I hate the fact that affects me, but I let it affect me in a positive way because there's nothing really wrong with working, and I have a blast working, and I just want to be strong, and I want to be determined that I'll never be financially dependent on anybody. I want to have my own financial freedom. It's really important to me, and I think that is one of the positive things that have come out of this, and also the fact that I am in a position, just because of being on a television show, that I can impact other people's lives because they listen to me.
If you were able to go back in time as yourself now to yourself as a child, what would you tell yourself?
Oh my goodness. That's always really interesting because the person that you are today is a combination of all the different things that have actually happened to you in your lifetime to make it. So, of course, if I went back, I would have said, never take anybody's crap like that, and if anything like that would have happened to me, run for the hills like right now. Do you want to be on the hot tamale train?
Yes, I do.
Well, she needs to dance and earn it.
No, I can do that behind us.
Okay, she's on the hot tamale train. Woohoo!
Celebrity Soul at Lloyd Klein, brought to you by CSI, biodegradable packaging for a more beautiful world.